Welcome to my channel, Stigmatia. There is a reason revenge rituals appear in almost every culture on Earth, not because humans are born cruel, but because the mind craves balance when it feels wronged. In esoteric traditions, rituals are less about supernatural punishment and more about directing emotional force. Anger, when unfocused, eats the person holding it. When ritualized, it becomes a symbolic act, a psychological theater where intention is externalized. Tonight we're exploring a paper ritual that represents this ancient mechanism, the transformation of resentment into controlled visualization. The ritual begins with representation. In occult symbolism, a name or image is considered an energetic anchor, not because it literally binds a soul, but because the brain treats symbols as stand-ins for reality. When you print a photograph or write a name, you are creating a focal object. Esoteric schools have long taught that focused attention alters perception and behavior. The object becomes a mirror for your emotional state, a canvas where unresolved tension is projected. Color plays a role in ritual psychology. Red has historically symbolized life force, aggression, and intensity. Black represents closure, void, and absorption. When you mark the image with deliberate strokes, you are not attacking a person. You are externalizing emotional charge. The act of staring at the representation while making these marks induces a trance-like concentration. Neuroscience would describe this as narrowing cognitive bandwidth. Mystics would call it directing will. Visualization is the true engine of the ritual. Esoteric philosophy teaches that imagination is the bridge between inner emotion and outward behavior. When someone visualizes consequences, justice, or emotional release, the brain rehearses closure. This does not magically harm another person. What it does is reorganize your internal narrative. The ritual becomes a symbolic courtroom where your psyche declares, "I have been wronged, and I choose to reclaim my power." The final act, storing the paper in darkness, is rich in archetypal meaning. Darkness in ritual space represents incubation. It is the unseen chamber where transformation occurs. Psychologically, this step signals completion. You are telling your subconscious, the matter is sealed. The emotional loop is closed. Ancient initiatory traditions used similar symbolism to mark the end of psychic cycles. From an exoteric perspective, rituals like this are not weapons. They are containers. They allow rage, betrayal, and pain to move through a structured channel rather than exploding chaotically into daily life. The danger is not in the paper or the ink. It is in believing vengeance is external when the true battlefield is internal. The ritual's hidden purpose is emotional sovereignty. When you perform symbolic acts with intention, you are confronting your shadow, the part of you that wants retaliation. Esoteric teachings do not deny this impulse. They seek to integrate it. The ritual becomes a dialogue between your wounded self and your conscious will. And in that dialogue, the real transformation occurs. Anger shifts into clarity, and clarity into choice. What you witnessed is not a spell against another. It is a confrontation with your own shadow and the fire you carry inside. Revenge, when ritualized, becomes a mirror where pain is acknowledged and power is reclaimed. Remember, Intention shapes perception, and perception shapes your reality. If this message made sense to you, drop a comment saying, I have the power. Subscribe and stay present in this journey of inner mastery. Seal your anger, transform it, and walk forward, knowing you are no longer ruled by it. You command it.